Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining hearts here. Joining hearts like this really is the glue that will land humanity where we want to be on the other side of this very interesting chapter. Us coming together in the intention of being present and raising frequency both inside of ourselves, creating clarity both inside of ourselves and amongst humanity on Earth and beyond. So let's take a moment while we all arrive here. Do you like the blue, the sapphire? It's very strong in a very healing way. I've been really reflecting on the upheavals of life that are occurring not only in the world and in politics and and society on so many levels, but also in personal interactions, relationships, and businesses. As everyone is kind of clamoring for their new ground, their new identity, recreating, reinventing, rebuilding with this kind of urgency to have it be sustainable right away. There's a lot of tenseness around this. And so we all take a breath and realize that everyone on planet Earth right now is in transformation all at the same time. And so just as we have to have a lot of space within ourselves to move into our own next chapter, we need to have a lot of space for everyone else who's doing the same thing at the same time. We also need to have space energetically for a transformation that is happening in the very levels of frequency, the energetic realms, the realms that we feel the effects of every moment of every day, yet we may not consider that the pressure that we are experiencing is not necessarily from other people or other people's intentions, but from a universal shift from one paradigm to the next. You may have the perspective of the shift from fourth dimension into fifth dimension, the perspective of from operating within time-space reality into quantum. That's not science fiction. That actually happened this year. Just Google it. of transformation to take in. What happens when we start operating in the quantum realm? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What do we do differently? It is one of the most difficult leaps from one dimension to another, or one kind of expression of being, from an amoebic being that just kind of exists to be alive and does nothing but eat and sleep, to a being that has relationships with others of its own kind and feels, to a being that understands that we're alive and considers and weighs what that means and becomes attached to being alive, hence fear of death. That would be us. Third dimension to fourth dimension, which is the state of being alive, being aware of being alive, that there's a beginning and an end to this life, and also understanding that there's something bigger than us. It's not just black and white, it's not just meat and bones, nuts and bolts. There's something more going on, fourth dimension. We've been easily graduating, flowing from one dimension to the next for a very, very long time. And now it truly seems that we have arrived in the hardest graduation of all. The graduation that requires us to move into quantum realm, the fifth dimension, of living beyond the confines of time and space. Take a deep breath. I find that this realm requires more spiritual understanding than scientific understanding. So let's have a little journey and see if we can't align just for a moment. Maybe open some doors or windows into that state. So for our brief journey inwards, I always recommend using headphones or earbuds, as it really transfers the frequency of the instruments used here. So coming into a comfortable position, one that allows you just for a moment to forget about your physical body. And take that breath that delivers you right here, right now, into this moment. That breath that is completely separate from the breaths before, the time before this moment, and the breath that is completely separate from projections, concerns of the future of this that lies beyond this moment. Just this moment, right here, right now, exactly the moment that is even smaller than the length of this breath or the beat of your heart right now, renewing itself in perpetuity for the extent of your entire lifetime. This present moment, always accessible to you. A window into truth and presence that can never be closed to you. This moment. And as you feel the weight of all the moments past and future softening, falling away, and you come completely into right now. Feel also the clarity of mind, the space between the past and the future. All the events, circumstances, both the highs and the lows of the past, non-existent here. And so with this practice, the emotional attachments also soften, as do the expectations of the future based on the past. As if this moment is your first moment. First moment. In perpetuity. And from this place of non-attachment to your past, and without attachment to the past, there is no projection on the future. From this place of perfect presence, renewing in each and every new moment, doors, the windows open to more expansive ways of being. Simpler ways of being that are as rich as all the universe. So seeing what's there. Who you are in the realm of true infinite possibility. It's okay to let your soul fly, to spread your wings. It's okay to feel into greater possibilities for yourself than you ever imagined. The mind is limited to the past. But here, in this present moment, here in this present moment, all is possible in this quantum realm. Where the walls are transparent and fluid. And the ceiling is open and endless. In this realm, begin to live into our authentic essence, our birthright. Who we were born to be, minus the imprinting of the world around us. Breathe into that expansive space. this exact moment, renewing in perpetuity the space between past and future, the window into all that is, the window into all that ever was and all that ever will be. Imagine making your choices from this place. So we practice into being just by visiting this place, this space in between, the space of no space, of no time. Practice it into being. And so begins the process of making our choices in this life based on so much more than the sum of the past and the future based on that sum. When we choose based on who we are in the realms beyond time and space, we choose from the soul's perspective. Begin to make the choices that evolve the soul, rather than only our bank accounts, our exposure in media, and so on. Making choices beyond sheer material and physical comfort. We make choices that illuminate us, you. And so together, we as a race, humanity, become awake. We as a collective become the awakened masters. And so just take a moment now to observe your internal surroundings. Maybe travel back to any moment during this brief meditation that you had an aha, a little awakened glimmer. You saw through a window that you hadn't seen before, or you felt parts of you coming online. And just remember that moment, that little doorway, that guidepost, that touchstone within you, so that you can return here at any time, even and especially when you're feeling pressure, confusion, frustration, grief, doubt. Returning to this place of perfect presence between the past and the future, and in some cases, even between the experiencing of physical and emotional pain. Practice into being. Your birthright of perfect presence. The side effect is inner peace, real peace, true joy. So, if you've taken a deep journey here today, it's time to come back to presence. You can return to this blissful place anytime. Sometimes the greatest way to practice and strengthen our ability to go there in any moment is to go in and come back out, and then go back in again. So I would like to have you all join me in stepping out of that window, right back into this moment as it was, right here, time and space as you knew it. Opening the eyes, having a glimpse around at your surroundings, that which is familiar, maybe looking at yourself, examining your own hands, the things of your clothing and your home, wherever you are right now, that represent you, that have come to be your external expression of you. And from this place, see if you can simultaneously be here and travel back within to that place in between all the attachments to the past, what happened, and the future based on the past, being simultaneously here, effective in this world as you, as yourself, yet making choices from a higher realm, the high self, making the soul choices that evolve the soul, that move you towards inner peace and true joy. It's a practice. It's like anything that we practice. It's like scales on the piano. It's like practicing yoga or any exercise, learning to ski. We do it again and again. We start at the beginning and we do it again and again to observe Some days I'm stronger and I go straight in, and some days I can't even find it. And trusting all of that and continuing that path. And eventually, the window of time in which you arrive at that state of presence, and eventually the ability to be able to be in that state and speak, which is the process of channeling, opens to you and becomes easy. And once we get a percentage of humanity living in this peaceful, present realm of self-truth, well, you just wait and see what's going to happen. With that, I say thank you so much for joining me here. As we join hearts here, we not only do the work in ourselves, but it raises frequency for all of humanity and Earth, and that's my mission. So thank you for joining me in that. I'm here every Sunday and every Thursday at 4 p.m. If you would like to share this work with others, you can send them to my YouTube channel, where all of these sessions are available and titled as to what the focus was, so you can kind of go through and choose what it is you'd like to explore on that day. While you're there, please be sure to subscribe. That really helps me be able to keep putting this work out to everyone at the affordable price of free. So thank you so much, everyone. Yeah. May that light of your high self light your path. And with that, I say namaste. Finally, level 1 therapy harp training coming up September 11, 12, and 13. If you would like to join, just go to my website, shellyreef.com. And I would love to have you there. We really dive deep into energy healing, sound healing, what it is to be a healer, and what it takes to let healing work travel from the ethers through your heart and into your fingertips. So with that, thank you. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.